Today on Rock the Park, we're in the Old West.
Oh no! Hey!
Help me.
About to settle an old score.
We're up at altitude, which makes your breathing so difficult.
It's a rematch with a mountain peak that eluded us on our first try. But not this time.
It's a beast.
We hope.
That is over 1,000 feet straight drop to the ground over there.
It's the tallest peak in a range that specializes in them.
We are in the Swiss Alps of Nevada.
And it all starts right now.
Let's do this, huh? Let's hit it.
I'm Jack Steward.
And I'm Colton Smith. We've been buddies for years, and we love exploring the national parks.
It's all about packing up a car and just doing it. Just hitting the road.
Our goal is to visit every national park in this country.
And when you go off the beaten path like we do,
there's no telling what will happen next.
Get set to rock the park.
Welcome to one of the most remote places in the lower 48.
We're doing what we love, climbing a mountain called the Matterhorn.
We're also exploring a region very few people have seen, mostly because it's so hard to get to, which is just the way we like it.
I am so excited to be back on this road.
We're in Nevada on our way to the Jarbidge Wilderness area. It's part of the massive Humboldt-Toyabe National Forest, which sprawls across northern Nevada and into California.
The Jarbidge Wilderness stands out because it has 8 mountain peaks, including the Matterhorn, each rising more than 10,000 feet. The best way to get here is on a 60-mile, one-lane gravel road that starts in Idaho and winds through the mountains, eventually leading to the tiny, old mining town of Jarbidge.
Now, we've been to Jarbidge before. We came to try to climb a mountain called the Matterhorn, which is named for the steep cliffs that jet off of it.
At 10,839 feet, the Matterhorn is the highest peak in the Jarbidge Wilderness, named after the famous mountain in the Swiss Alps.
We got our first glimpse of Nevada's version last May, when we decided to tackle it, not knowing the snow was still 18 feet deep on the mountain.
We're trying. We at least have to try.
I'm just saying, like, the clock is ticking, and that's gonna take us a while.
Armed with snowshoes and ice axes, we came so close, but time ran out and the mountain won.
Oh my gosh!
So now we're back, and this time it's personal.
Now, here's the problem. It's September, and somehow they already have snow up in the mountains. It's cold, there's snow, and it's gonna be pretty brutal, just like last time.
It might be the exact same thing as last time, but we didn't know anything about Jarbidge when we were here last.
Now we know we need 2 full days for the actual climb. But first, we want to explore the town of Jarbidge with a couple of friends we met last time.
Hey, Wanda.
All right.
Can't you guys pick a decent time of year to do this?
Apparently not, no.
Wanda and Dennis Kenzel are among the few tough souls who live in Jarbidge year-round.
Here's the thing. I could have sworn that September would be a safe time to come and climb the mountains. I mean, come on,
Well,
summer barely just ended, it seems.
Well, actually, this is a little bit earlier than last year. Last year, our first snow was 1st of November, and it was 3.5 feet.
Oh my gosh.
The town of Jarbidge is so remote that mail only arrives 3 days a week. And Main Street is a dirt road.
How many people live in Jarbidge year-round?
You know, that varies, what?
Yeah, it does. It's
20
about
to 30.
20 to 30, okay.
100 years ago, there were 2,000 people living here. Back then, a gold strike made this one of the last gold rush boom towns in the Old West.
Our last stage robbery in the United States was here in Jarbidge.
Are you kidding? Wow.
The details of the 1916 robbery are on display in the local museum. Turns out, the most notorious stagecoach bandit was one of the first criminals in America convicted using forensic evidence.
And they used his palm print to identify that he was the one.
Wow. That guy looks like a bad dude.
Don't he, though?
Yeah.
Even the law-abiding citizens were noteworthy, like George and Jim Crisp.
They were miners here, and they were twin brothers, and they had one set of false teeth between them, so they would take turns while they ate. And That's
That
actually,
is some brotherly love right there. I love my brother. I don't think I'm up for doing that. Sorry, pal.
By the 1930s, most of the gold was gone, and so were most of the people. But locals like Dennis and Wanda are preserving as much as they can for future generations to see. That's why the town jail still stands, pretty much the way the last prisoner left it.
these are our old jail cells, and if you can see, they still have the old,
Oh my God.
iron.
Let's stick them in there.
Yeah, I'll volunteer. So this is kind of cool. If you look in here, we've got the old cot, which honestly, it's got some springs on it. It doesn't look too bad. Got a nice little tub down here for you to do your business. Not a bad little cell. They were comfortable. You know, the prisoners were comfortable.
Then if you're a really bad boy, like our Colton always has been, they put you in this one.
no.
Because see, there is, you can't, that's that's totally.
Help me.
Apart from the stage robbers, most of the dudes locked up in here weren't that dangerous.
One of the things I heard is that some prisoners would escape by night, head to the saloon, and then come back and get back in their cell. by
That's what
morning.
I've been told too.
Instead of the saloon, we finish up our visit at Jarbidge's one and only cafe.
So where are you going to start?
Last time we were here, we tried to go all the way up in one day.
Yeah.
This time, we're gonna camp up there to give us a little more time to do it carefully so we can get down well before dark on our second day. You said something to us last time. You said, hey, be careful because it's not like we've got search parties here, you know, ready to come get you.
We do have our search and rescue teams, but we don't like to go up into that area.
Yeah.
But you're gonna make it this time?
We're gonna make it.
Gonna make it this
We're
time.
gonna make it this time. Matterhorn.
We may be determined, but we're gonna have to work for it.
We've got low-hanging clouds, we've got snow up there, and it looks a lot colder.
It's early morning at the trailhead for the climb up the Matterhorn in Nevada.
Now, to begin the day, we've got a 2-mile hike, which will take us on a trail up some switchbacks, then we'll hit the slope of the mountain.
We don't know what the conditions are going to be like up there. Obviously, we're going to be dealing with snow.
The good news is this, we've got all the gear we need to handle any type of snow condition. We've got our snowshoes, ice axes, crampons.
We're not working with a professional guide or outfitter. We're just using what we've learned to conquer a mountain that's already beaten us once.
We made the right call last time we were here and turning back.
We're getting to the summit tomorrow. I'm gonna be positive. We're getting to the summit tomorrow.
Let's do it. We got this.
We got this.
Yes, we
This
do.
is it, man.
The plan is to get halfway to the summit today and make a base camp.
Wow, man. Look at that. Those are the mountains. We are in the Swiss Alps of Nevada. Whew.
Nevada is the most mountainous state in the US, and this is just one of 150 mountain ranges running through it.
That is what we're up against tomorrow. We've got low-hanging clouds, we've got snow up there, and it looks a lot colder than it is right here. This is it, Dry Gulch.
It's not really dry, is it?
Dry Gulch is a runoff channel for draining off melted ice and snow farther up the mountain. This is where the steep slopes of the Matterhorn begin, and it's our last chance to stock up on water.
There she is. Bam. Oh my
gosh.
Man.
We started today at 6,000 feet above sea level. That means another 4,000 feet to the summit.
From here, we leave the trail and start to work our way up this ridge right here.
Obviously, we know there's gonna be snow. It's just a matter of how much. The uphill has officially begun. And we are trying to make our own little switchbacks, but ultimately, it's just straight up. That's the only way to look at it.
Still, it's a lot easier than the last time we did this, with snowshoes and 18 feet of snow.
Oh, wow, look at this. See those? Yeah, I do. One of the things that this Jarbidge Wilderness is known for is having an enormous herd of elk.
There are 1,300 elk living in these mountains.
You've got these two depressions right there, same on this one here. But what tell us these are elk is the size of them. I mean, if you look at this, it's bigger than my fist.
No question, these guys are big. A fully grown bull elk can weigh up to 700 pounds. Elk roam the mountainsides eating grass, shrubs, and tree bark.
And it's kind of cool because you can see that they're just moving along the slopes of the mountain, just like we are.
Animals usually find the least demanding route. But if this is the easiest, I'd sure hate to walk up one of the hard ones.
First snow.
Yep. Crazy. I was not really expecting to see it this far down.
No.
We're hitting snow about 2,000 feet below the summit, and it's forcing us to adapt.
There's not a ton of snow, but it's a steep slope. And if we don't put on some crampons or something, we're gonna be slipping down it.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, it's only gonna get deeper the further we go up, and we have a long way to go up.
Crampons are metal plates with spikes that you tie around your boots. They take a firm grip on the ice and snow every step you take.
We're caught in the gray area between fall and winter. So around us, we've got these aspen trees that are starting to change color. And yet we're already hiking in several inches of snow.
We're looking for a little patch of level ground to make camp.
This is definitely the spot I had in mind.
This'll work.
Are you sure?
I mean, I don't want to go back. I guess I'll put it to you that way. This is better than anything we've seen since we left Dry Gulch.
Layer down. It's pretty good.
And then, think about the unfinished business we'll tackle in the morning. Last time, the thing that stopped us in our tracks wasn't just the setting sun. It was a drop-off covered in snow and loose rocks. We had no way of knowing whether our next step would take us over the cliff.
The hard part isn't gonna be the elevation. It's gonna be traversing across a ridge line that drops off 1,000 feet on the other side.
We're on the Matterhorn, the highest mountain in the Jarbidge Wilderness of Nevada. And today, we have another 2,000 feet to go.
This is it. Today's the day we're getting to the summit of the Matterhorn.
The Matterhorn is close to 11,000 feet, so it can create its own weather, and it can create nasty weather. Today, though, as the sun is making its way up, there is not a cloud in the sky.
Here's where having a base camp at the foot of the steepest climb really pays off.
We don't have the tent with us, we don't have all the water we brought, and we don't have all the extra layers.
Yeah, I would definitely say crampons for sure, trekking poles until we get up to the ridge. All we want to do is make sure we have some sort of a tool to help us in case that we slip.
So right now, my pack went from being probably around 50 or 60 pounds on the way up here to somewhere around the 15, 20 range.
Let's go get this.
The Matterhorn.
Let's get it, let's go.
The first hour, we're making pretty good time. But the closer we get to the top of the ridge, the harder things get.
This final push is probably a good 300 to 400 feet up. And when I say up, I mean straight up.
It's so steep. And we're up at altitude, which makes your breathing so difficult.
Woo! Going up something this steep, all you're doing is just thinking 1 foot at a time. Take your crampons, you dig in. You lift up, you dig in. Over and over and over again.
I see the ridge. I see it.
We're almost there, man. We are almost there.
Ooh, that's deep. This is the ridge.
Woo! Oh Oh, is it ever the ridge?
Oh my gosh. Careful up here.
Yeah.
This is,
The top of the ridge gives us an open, snow-covered pathway until we reach the last steep climb to the top.
We're up over 10,000 feet. We've got a few hundred more to go, but there she is. We are getting to the summit of the Matterhorn.
Let's do this, huh?
Let's hit it. Be careful here, though.
I know. Don't get too excited.
The snow is covering a treacherous layer of rocks and boulders, so a false step could break a bone, or something else.
Oh no. My trekking pole just snapped in half. So, what that means for me, I'm breaking out the ice axe. An ice axe is strong, so that if you slip, you're able to jam it into the ground and into the snow, and a lot of times it'll stop you from falling. But also, it's not a bad walking stick either.
Walking the ridge, we reach another milestone. Last time we tried this is the point where we realized we could not make it to the summit. So from here on, it's all new territory for us.
We've got no clue yet as to what this summit is gonna be like, if we're gonna have to scramble, if the rock's gonna be loose.
The bent tree trunks are proof of just how ferocious the winds can be up here. But today, there's not a breath of wind. It's actually getting a little warm. The snow line ends abruptly, and the rock scramble begins. The jackets come off, so do the crampons. This last few hundred feet are straight up, with a 1,000-foot drop on either side.
Do not get close to that edge. That is a straight cliff.
There she is.
We're right there.
Here we are.
Oh man.
100 feet on a scree slope with the Matterhorn within our grasp.
Let's go catch it.
What we were calling steep before is nothing compared to what we're climbing now.
Do not get close to that edge. That is a straight cliff. Oh, I can see it. 20 more feet.
Oh my gosh.
We're almost there. You ready for this?
Ready?
Yes!
Easy does it now.
Oh my gosh.
Let me get it. Let me get it.
Touch it.
Oh my gosh! Be careful, man.
Yeah.
That is over 1,000 feet straight drop to the ground over there.
It's 1,000 feet on every side, just about. We did it! Yeah! That's what I'm saying!
10,000. Summit of the Matterhorn, baby!
Yes! Wow. Look at how far you can see up here.
It's unbelievable.
On a clear day, you can see more than 150 miles in every direction.
You've got the Great Basin and the high desert that way. Behind us back there, we've got the Ruby Mountains just towering above the skyline.
And the best part is we are on top of all of it. After coming here once and not making it, I feel like I'm on top of the world right now.
Only a handful of people summit this mountain every year, and they usually do it when there's no snow on the ground.
This is our first mountain that we've guided ourselves up. And that right there says something. We're gaining skills. We're learning how to do this stuff safe.
That's what happens when you go out and you explore. Because a few months ago, we didn't know that Jarbidge even existed. We had never heard of the most remote town in the lower 48 and the most remote wilderness area.
When you roll into a town like Jarbidge, it's easy to wonder, what are people doing here? This is what they're doing here.
Exactly.
Look at this. The biggest thing you can learn from coming out here is that you can achieve things that you never thought were possible.
And the fact of the matter is, we always say, if we can do it, so can you. And what that really means is stepping outside of your comfort zone. You keep taking those little steps until they lead you to the top of a mountain like this.
Hey, if we can do it,
so can you.
everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave any questions or comments that you have.
And please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to come.